Right, YouTube, we are live again for the third time in 4 days, live from lockdown. Hopefully, this little cunt here should behave and we should have no gremlins tonight. Thanks for Mark and Steve for carrying the stream while I was having the technical difficulties. And also, thank you to Pete and Mike who are on the debut one. Shout out to the lads who did the Sega sessions last night. They did a superb job. But anyway, you're sick of fucking seeing me. So I've got myself 2 new guests tonight. And we've got a biggie. And we've got a debut on the old YouTube. Someone who's never been here before. So we got 3 people viewing so far. There should be a few more coming through. We're drinking the old fucking Hawkins dead and buried fucking berry cider. We could be having a few of them because my 2 guests are both a little bit of drinkers. And I'd like to introduce you first. He's here in voice, but not in face. And that is Mr. Stuart Charlesworth, TootyUK. Say hello, Stu.
Evening all. How are we doing?
We've got a few watching here. They'll be joining in the comments shortly. I've sent a few out. We've got Big Game Out and Addy Sneaker Freak. So, Stu, how have you been doing? All right?
Not too bad, mate. Not too bad. You know, all things considered, enough bog roll. I knew it was Stu. Fucking Alan. Yeah, enough bog roll, enough pasta, enough everything else. There's literally no Budweiser in Sainsbury's, so I've had to go into my little Asian shop, which I will be going to forthwith, even when all this shit is blown over.
Is it a little Asian shop, or is he a little Asian?
Well, maybe a bit of both.
Is he? Bit like Gruss, is he?
But say every cloud and all that.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm a bit excited about who my other guest is because he's my friend and yours, isn't he?
No, it's not.
He's not your friend.
No, it's only mine.
Is he only yours? Because we need to get this clear.
I own him.
You own him. Is he your bitch? Anyway, let's bring him in. He's a little bit nervous, so everyone be kind to him. But I'd like to introduce you all. First time to YouTube, Mr. Robert. Say hello, Rob.
Good evening. How are you? You all right?
I'm good. Say hello to everyone because not everyone has seen you other than if they've been to an event.
A few will know me. But no, hey, mate, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to it. Bit nervous, but yeah, be good.
You'll be fine. Stu will be gentle. He is with everyone, apparently.
He is with me.
Oh, yeah. Always.
So, talk about your room, Rob, because everyone's going to be massively impressed with that games room behind you. Talk a bit about your history in gaming and how you've been into it.
My history in gaming first. Oh, all right then. It'll take a bit of time because we've got 2 hours. I mean, I'm probably one of the older ones out a bunch here. Do you know what I mean? But it's a funny one because I've never really had too many consoles, you know. So.
Oh, he's stuttering.
Fucking hell. It's only been on 5 minutes. It's fucking ruined already.
I started out. You what, mate?
You and your wired internet. We warned you about it. Carry on. It? You're all right for now.
Well, I started with the 2600 like a lot of people are my age, but I don't have too many memories of it, in all honesty, because I was so little. But my dad brought it one Christmas, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it. My next real sort of gaming experience was my dad again brought me a Commodore 16, but I was so young. I don't really know how old I would have been, but loved it. Absolutely loved it. And I used to go down a paper shop and buy the Codemaster games for the Commodore 16. And my friend had a Commodore 16 plus 4. And we used to play, I think, me and Stu spoke about this before. Stu will correct me. I think it was a game called Treasure Island that we used to play. Pirates Cove. Yeah. And it was like a text adventure. It was dreadful, but it was brilliant.
Oh, it was awesome. It was brilliant.
You know?
Fucking text adventures. Come on, man.
Oh, it was just, I mean, I was stuck, for anybody that knows it, I was stuck in the room with my mate, you know, for literally months on end before we worked out to put the sneakers on and climb on the window. But then it was Commodore 64. I had a Commodore 64. and absolutely loved it. You know, it was just brilliant. And I used to play on my mate's Spectrum quite a bit. Some fantastic stuff. I always remember, again, I spoke to the guys in the group, you know, things like Minder, used to play endlessly. The Wild Bunch, which I had off you. You put it you know, games like that. And Frank Bruno's boxing, I remember, I mean, now I understand, you know, the sort of the history of that and where that's come from. But at the time I didn't know. And I just wanted it so badly and it was released on the Commodore 16, which I'd still got, but I remember getting it and only had 3 boxes on it, and the devastation was just something else. And I used
Frank Bruno took a punch on it. Did his whole body just shut down like in real life? He couldn't fucking take a punch, could he?
No.
But he couldn't fucking take a punch. Mike will be going fucking mad in the comments here. But carry on, Rob. Carry on, because we're all in. Everyone's heard me and Stu for ages.
So yeah, and I used to get Commodore User magazine. I subscribed to that. Again, I honestly can't tell you how old I was, but I was fairly little, and I remember. Looking through Commodore User and seeing some screenshots of Guild of Thieves for the Amiga. I'd never heard of the Amiga, but I knew that day I needed an Amiga so bad, and I just went on and on and on at my mum and dad until finally they gave in. And it was nice that the lads last night on Sega Sessions, they covered quite a bit of it. I forget who it was. I know Mark said on your stream the other day that he'd brought the backpack. But I remember getting the Batman pack for Christmas on the Amiga, you know, and that was that. To be honest, that was probably where it sort of ended for me for quite some period of time until such times as the N64 came along. And that's another story, because I wasn't a kid. It was a bit bizarre, because I remember buying the N64 when I had my first house. So that is it. I don't know. How nostalgic is that to me? It's a funny one. It was like an in between sort of age.
I think the consoles I had in my late teens are more nostalgic to me than the ones I had when I was younger. Like, because I probably spent a little bit more time and could appreciate the games a little better. Like, I had the Amstrad when I first started, and I had hundreds of games from them because Mum and Dad used to buy them in bulk second-hand from the boot sale. But I don't really remember, other than like a couple of games like Gauntlet and Rolling on the Ropes. Whereas when I was probably late teens, I was playing PS2, and I spent hours playing online games on that. So I don't know. So what would you have been playing in your late teens? What system would you have been on?
Myself, you see, I remember buying the N64 when I owned a house. So I don't know how old I was. What was it? 96. I think I'd have been 20.
Yeah.
I bought my first house at 18. So, like I say, it was kind of a weird one, because obviously a lot of this nostalgia that we talk about is generally from when you were a child, isn't it? But I remember buying that to try and keep myself from going down the pub so I could afford the mortgage. Honestly, it's true. And the lads at work, there's a couple of other lads that had got one, and they were raving about, GoldenEye. And I remember going into Woolworths and buying the N64, and there was only a couple of 3 games out for it at the time, and I remember picking them all up. I loved it, absolutely loved it. International Superstar Soccer was one I played and played. And the lads mentioned that again on Sega Sessions last night, so it sort of brought it back. I remember getting House of the Dead as well, House of the Dead 2 on it, and sitting and playing on a little, because it was all CRTs, obviously, back then.
I remember when my mum and dad let me have my first widescreen 32-inch in my bedroom, man. Big, massive. Was it fucking? Might have been Bush. It weren't a top brand, but it was just, and it fucking filled most of the corner of my bedroom, like. But before, going back in the day, we used to have the old fucking wooden ones with the fucking way you had to get out of bed and tune them in. Stu, what are you doing? Busy typing? You want to try?
No, I'm trolling the chat. I'm trolling the chats.
Well, don't troll the chats. So come on, Stu, because we all know about what collections you have.
Well, you know all about me. I'm not.
Stu, do you think I've gone back? Do you think I've gone back and watched your fucking full library of YouTube? Really?
What you haven't? Right, I'm off
No.
then. That's it.
Fucking. Sorry, mate. See you later.
Pete, my camera is the old crappy. It must be like fucking 15 years old. It was bad. And the audio was bad. I don't know if you remember the audio, but Dana obviously very kindly gave me the blue snowball. So look, I couldn't even dig the old fucking jalopy out the back of the garage. So I've got this nice snowball. I'll have to look at to get a decent webcam at some point. But I thought, well, look, everyone's seen me. No one wants to see me anyway. You all know what I bloody look like. It makes no odds, does it really? But yeah, I'd probably echo Rob's sentiments a little bit. In terms of the 26, again, look, you've heard all of this story before about me. My first thing was a 2600, and it was my mate John. It was his daddy dug at from under his stairs when we were like, God, we must have been about 6, 7, something like that, 6 or 7, 8. And after that point, then once his dad realised that John was into gaming, he bought him a Spectrum Plus 3 with a tape drive, and then obviously everything escalated from that point on. But I did actually have a 2600 of my own not long after that point there. But yeah, I remember like when Rob was sort of saying about the N64, I bought one probably not too long after release, probably about 6 months after. But at that point, then internet wasn't in its infancy, but it wasn't, it wasn't like mainstream per se. And I remember, again, I've probably told this story before, but I bought a Z64, which I've still got. There's a video on my channel about the Z64, and I bought that, and it cost me £260 and used zip drives, and it allowed you to play backups. In hindsight, I should have bought the Dr. 64, which uses CDs, but unbeknownst to me, that it is what it is. But the CDs were quite expensive back then. The zip drives I could get from work. But yeah, it was interesting times back then, because the Z64 was very much akin to like the UFO. You've seen a lot of people have on the Super Nintendo. Basically, a big bulky fucking unit that just sits on top of the console. But yeah, good times. Good times it was.
So we've talked a bit about gaming. Let's talk about COVID-19. How are you both coping with being? Because I'd love to be locked down in Rob's room. I won't fucking lie. You've been playing much games, Rob?
Well, I personally, I only sort of finished work, I think Wednesday. That was when we were sort of stood down. So, and even then, I was working from home Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So, and because the weather was nice, I got in the garden. And because I knew I was coming on here, I dusted today, so I turned a few on. And obviously, you sort of, when you turn them on, you sort of can't help but play a little bit, can you? So, yeah, but I'm a kind of a little bit like Stu here. I'm not a massive gamer. I do like the arcade style games. I've sort of never really had the time to sit and put hours and hours into games like some guys. And I can use time as an excuse, but I also think my tiny brain doesn't help, because do you know what I mean? Because I do like the arcade style things, I love the Dreamcast. So the arcade sort of style games, again, the guys were talking last night a lot about Virtua Tennis, Virtua Striker. And I know that they're probably deemed by a lot of people as, fairly sort of crappy games, but they're the sort of things that I used to play in the arcades, and that, 10-minute hit and walk away. So yeah, they're and Neo Geo, that's another thing, because they're just arcadey style games. I put them on 10-15 minutes. I'm not one of these guys that sort of sits for hours and hours.
I was talking about Virtua Tennis and stuff like that. Back in the day, when in my youth, again, I probably talked about this before, but Virtua Tennis, especially Dreamcast, once a Dreamcast got hacked with Utopia and the boot discs, like my mates, I was sending my mates down to the old crack converters to buy a Dreamcast for 15 quid. And I was just burning them like disc left, right, and centre. But we used to have like, pre-drinks around mine in the old flat, and Virtua Tennis, Monkey Ball on the GameCube. That was another good one.
Super Monkey Ball. What a game that is! What a game!
But we just used to do the trial ones, like just literally it is the equivalent of like the old school point pressing, just so you could get the best scores. That's all it was. Yeah, and there was one really bad but quite good football game on the Dreamcast, and I can't remember which one it was.
Is it Virtua Striker 2?
No, it wasn't that one. It wasn't that one. It was basically like a sort of third-person view of the football, but it was so bad it was good, if that makes sense. And we were just absolutely like fucking slaughtered by the end of it. But yeah, good times, good times. Virtua Tennis was definitely the go-to game, though.
I remember playing Virtua Tennis in like there's where I live. There's a row of bars by the canal called the Waterfront, not the one we went to with Mark, the one by me. And there used to be a nightclub there, and it's the last time I remember seeing an arcade cab anywhere that had Virtua Tennis. And I'd be playing that absolutely pissed out my head. How that machine ever survived, I don't know, because it was like literally right round by the DJ box, and there was just one random arcade machine. But Dreamcast for me, I've always said that it seems to be when, you know, the system was actually as good as what was in the arcade, like with Sega Bass Fishing. I used to love fucking Sega Bass Fishing. I don't like fucking fishing as a sport. That's like fucking lame. But that with the rod and the pull, it was quite cool. That was. I did used to like that. And Virtua Striker, as you say, that was as good as what was in the arcade. So
I'll tell you a very quick story. Obviously, you know.
Oh, Rob, sort your internet. I told him to just go wide.
Oh yeah. You want?
Rob, go wireless on your internet. Don't use the wide connection because you're breaking up.
Oh, I'll change the settings in a second. But
all right, me and Stu will hold it together while you sort the settings, and then we'll have that story when you come back. So, Stu, how have you been coping with? Stu, can you hear me still?
Yeah, just.
Yeah. Saying I think Rob's breaking up. So, how have you been coping with COVID? Because, like, obviously, I know you had the story in your video about your brother being quite rough.
Yeah, no, he's good. He's all good, honestly, guys. Like I said in my video, yeah, I was a little bit skeptical. Look, when shit's over in China and it's not on your doorstep, and we've had all with his SARS and the MERS, and you kind of get a little bit despondent. We had the fucking Chinese chicken flu, and we had the fucking bird flu, and everything else. You just think like Ebola, and you do get a little bit despondent. You get a little bit like, yeah, whatever. And it was that. I think if anybody was really honest, most people would sort of say they didn't really take it that serious, right? If you're being really brutally honest. And I think it's not until it got to like Italy and it started creeping over to Europe, and everyone sort of going a bit like, actually, shit, this is getting fucking a bit real now. And again, I've always said, like, you know, and it was really weird because I think it's like a couple of days beforehand, and I spoke to a few guys and sort of said, look, I've not seen or I've not heard of anybody either I know or on the news talking about them having it. It was almost like 10 people have died in like northern Spain and southern Italy, and you know, there's no stories about these people, right, at all. And it was almost like it was just like fictitious, made up people. And then lo and behold, within the next couple of days, there's actually people talking about having it and the effects and this, that, and the other. And I think the government may have been, I don't know if there was like, you know, like suppressing the press a little bit about it, but I think a lot of people probably realise, or whoever it might be, you know, the shadow government. Realise, look, we have
start Dylan and Pete off.
Yeah, we have to kind of scare the public into believing it's real a little bit and releasing these stories. And all of a sudden, you have all these stories about literally like healthy, sub-healthy, this, that, and all these people dying. And I think that's when it really kicked up about fucking 10 gears at that point. And it's probably not a bad thing. And like I said, speaking to my brother and the way he was breathing, the way he was talking, it's not good, man. Right? And he's an alfie lad. He's a little bit older than me, probably not as old as Rob, but he's you know, he's a little bit older. And he doesn't smoke, has a few beers and stuff like that. But you know, otherwise, quite healthy, but he's got through it. Touch wood. But it's a bit of a wake-up call.
But the question is, have you actually played any games since you've been locked in? But you've been
I'm
working.
I'm working. It's no different, to be honest, mate. I'm a bit of a hermit at the best of times anyway.
Oh,
Yeah,
Rob got COVID.
We don't fucking do a great deal outside of that anyway. So it's other than inconvenience of not being able to go like to the shops when you want and have a Saturday out up the town and game hunting. It's not a real fucking hindrance.
Whereas to me, I'm fucking locked in and I'm usually out. It's probably done me good. I could probably do with a break from working as much as I do anyway, although I have slowed down a bit anyway. But I'm just making the most of it, playing stuff all the while. Rob, do we have a more solid connection now?
I've tried everything, Dana, to be honest with you, mate.
We can hear you a little bit better now.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I've got like...
Oh, I said that and he cuts off. Anyway, Rob,
I think
are all your kids watching Netflix? Because that's what happened to me. Everyone started watching Netflix and fucking jamming up my internet.
No, I kicked them all off, mate. Now I've had to bribe them all with beer just to get them off the internet for a couple of hours because I've been struggling, to sort of watch things myself on YouTube.
Well, it will do because Amazon and I think Netflix actually reduced the streaming quality.
Yeah. I've had Netflix buffer a couple of times, whereas it doesn't normally. So anyway, Rob, we want this Dreamcast story. You kept us waiting 15 minutes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's probably not that worth waiting for, to be honest with you. But we used to play. Don't
bother.
Cool story. No, we used to play. I used to play Dreamcast. My mates would come around on a Friday before we went out, so we'd sort of try and calm ourselves down before like hitting the beer too early and just getting messed up by sort of 8 o'clock. But one of my friends is so competitive, really competitive in literally every fucking thing he does. Anyway, he comes around and we were playing Virtua Striker. It was the only game we knew the controls to. So he says, put it on. And I beat him. He didn't like it, he says, right, double or quits. He says, we'll go for a beer. Let's bet for a beer. Okay. So anyway, cutting a bit of a story short, I'm 16 beers up, right? I'm giving it the big one. I've gone upstairs. I'm ironing my shirt. We're going out. I lived in Bedworth at the time, and we were going over to Leicester. Anyway, we're driving through Nuneaton. I'm still giving it the big one. No need to pull in for the cash machine for me, Carl, because I'm fucking sweet all night. 16 beers will sort me out. You owe it. Anyway, I don't know if you know the pub called the Cedar Tree in Nuneaton, but he's
got to the best bit and he's froze.
Pushed again, haven't I? Yeah. I said, "Oh, we having a quick one in the Cedar Tree." He didn't say a word. He's just he's got out his car. We've walked in the Cedar Tree, and he's ordered 17 pints. The woman's like, "What?" He's like, 17 pints, please. Just give me 17 pints. He's took his pint and sat down. He went, "Now do whatever the fuck you're gonna do with them, and shut the fuck up for the night." No, that was all from beating him on Virtua Striker.
Did you drink them all?
No,
I was giving them away.
Fucking hell. I'd have had a good go.
If you beat it without conceding a goal, the last team, there's a big chicken that comes on.
I know there's some special teams on there because I can't remember who was. Is it Rob Gernaldino plays? He was using the special teams. Like there's an Eskimo and snowmen and shit on there or something. I didn't know about that till I bought my Dreamcast. This is a true story. I used to have a mate when we were at school. Well, he didn't go to school with me, but he was my age. When we left school, we all either had jobs or went to. And my mate Gammon, he just fucking sat at home doing nothing. So he never got any money. His real name was Ray, but we used to call him Gammon because he had a
ginger.
No, he had a gammy leg, so we just called him Gammon. Right. Well, anyway, he'd never got no money. This is the guy who I was telling you about before. We was out drinking the once, and he goes, "I'll drink the ashtray for a £5 or something."
Oh,
and I went,
God,
"I'm not giving you a fucking £5 to drink."
I'll give you a
ashtray."
tenner.
No, he goes, "I'll just do it anyway then," and fucking just drank out the ashtray. But anyway, he never got no money, so I'd go round his house, and I'd go, "You coming out this weekend?" He goes, "Got no money." So I used to find stuff to buy off him, and I bought all his Dreamcast and all his games off him for like 30 quid, so he could go out. But at the time, that was like a good because no one gave a fuck about Dreamcast. Like the games were like £2 a pop in Game Station. I went and sold it years later before I got back into collecting. I wish I'd kept it because he got all his stuff. But he was just fucking gammon. He never got no money. And literally a lot of my collection used to come off him. I'd just go around his house. I'd end up buying, I think I bought his Mega Drive off him for like, I said, I'll give you a tenner with all them games. And just so he used to smoke. And I was like, "Ray, you've got like the most expensive habits for someone who sits at home doing fuck all day." But that's how I ever got a drink. I had bass fishing and everything off him, and I was buying games from the Game Station back then because they got them fucking 10 a penny, and then I sold them all on for beer tokens later on. So,
I got
are we all drinking? Are we all drinking? I know you am, Stu.
Oh. I got a Dreamcast on launch, and I got a GameCube on launch. And I didn't get the PlayStation on launch. I didn't get the N64 on launch. But them two I did.
The only systems I had on launch was the one. And obviously, that's it, actually. I think PS1 was the only one I had on launch. And then I had to pay fucking Never Never, paying with my paper money on mum and dad from mum's fucking K's catalogue. Probably ended up fucking 800 quid for a fucking PlayStation because I was paying like a £5 a week out of my fucking paper money.
See, I got the GameCube on launch, but it was for my oldest lad. It wasn't for me. He's playing it now. He's still playing it now, bless him.
Yeah.
He's been kicked off the internet.
The GameCube I think they've put that on it just to prove that you could fucking drop the thing because they're pretty indestructible. In fact, I'd say that for most Nintendo systems.
Yeah, and 64 definitely.
This could move us on quite quickly, actually, because us three all go to the booters. If the boot sale and see a Nintendo system, probably not a Wii, but I'll always gamble.
Well, I don't know, I'll buy a Wii now if they come up.
Well, fuck me. Rob's been making a killing, innit? For those of you who don't know, we have absolutely gone through the fucking roof on eBay and stuff like that. So sell. If Retro Bear's here, Retro Bear could fucking retire at the moment with all the
even the remote could back up to 11 quid, all time high.
Fucking Lewis will be on it. I'm surprised Lewis on it. You doing some selling of the Wii's in you this week, Rob? You said,
yeah. You know, it's you pick them up as bundles, don't you? You know, and then you chop the games in. I had boxes of them, but I had one on Marketplace for 20 quid, and then it's just gone mad. So I've literally been putting them on the windowsill, and people have just been sort of walking past and getting them and PayPaling me the money. You know, I've wiped them all down. To be honest, I even contemplated doing them for free because I thought, it'll clear up some space. But then I thought, I'm just going to have, you know, every horrible bastard sort of wandering around my house, and I didn't really want that. So I thought, we'll keep it at 20 quid. It frees up some space. Yeah, I think, I had 23 of them and they've all gone now. So
run that by me again. You're selling Wii's by advertising them in your house window?
No. It's on I had one on Marketplace, right, for 20 quid. Right. Yeah. And it's just like been on there for ages, just 20 quid. But I actually had like 23 of them. So obviously, if I sell one and then you leave the post up, and then people go, "Have you still got it?" Yeah, I've still got it. But obviously, since we've sort of, you know, we're taking it fairly seriously here in our house. So I do like to sell a Wii as well. So I've just been sort of opening the front room window, putting a bag on, and people have just been pulling up taking the bag off the windowsill and fucking off. And I've done 23. I haven't got any left. I've got loads of Wii's left. I've got no controllers left.
Yeah, that's where the money is.
Some dodgy drug deal going on, man. If the police are watching your house, you could be in trouble.
Bags out the window.
Selling weed. Fucking hell. But I can't believe. Is this because everyone's got it in their head that they can exercise by using the Wii and get fitter?
Yeah.
No, I don't believe that. I actually think...
Have you not seen the price of weights and stuff like that? Like even dumbbells.
Oh, really?
Oh, they've got street. Because don't forget, you've got all these gym bunnies that can't go to the gym.
Fucking hell. Gym lads.
They're all going fucking mental. All the testosterone's going for the fucking ceiling.
They'd be better off fucking lifting a Wii console up above their head.
An Xbox.
Yeah, I was going to say, starting Xbox with handles. Fucking hell. I can't believe that. I mean, I remember when I got my Wii, I played that Wii Sport and it was guessing my age and everything. But that you can't really get fit using a fucking Wii, surely to God. No way.
No
way.
I must admit, the worst or the best, whatever you want to call it, was the Connect, and it was Connect Adventures where you have to like duck and jump and dodge. That got you a bit of a fucking dab on, I must admit.
I remember the fucking iToy when that come out for the PS2, and there was that there was a game of it where you had to clean windows, and it had the George Formby song when I'm cleaning windows on. You had to fucking do that all the while. That's the most exercise I've ever had playing a fucking video game. For sure. Do you remember that, the fucking iToy?
No.
You don't remember the
PS2?
iToy?
No.
Yeah, PS2. It was just like a glorified webcam.
No, see, I was GameCube. Well, I wasn't PS2. I was GameCube, and I was Dreamcast. It wasn't PS2 at all.
So, do you even have a PS2 now? You've got them dodgy
cards. I do now, but what I'm saying is
that
at the time that just went past. I wasn't interested in it at all.
See, I look at my PS2 library now, and it's quite big because I think I had about 5 games for my PS2. That was it. You're not amusing, Stuart. Not amusing at all. But I had the PS2, and all I used to play was online games. I used to play FIFA, Toka Touring Cars, and fucking SOCOM and COD and Medal of Honor and stuff like that.
I remember, like, my mate, because I had, like, I say, I got the Dreamcast, I had the GameCube, and my other mate, Steve Reynolds, he got bought for one Christmas from his place at work, the PlayStation 2, and he got fucking hell, it was Midtown Madness with the packing. But basically, because he was pretty good at, he probably still is really good at games, and he could unlock a lot of the levels. But because the memory card was about 40 quid, he never wanted to buy a memory card because it's more than the game. So what we used to do, the running joke was, who wants to be the crate? Because the crate was like still locked because he never saved his game. So he could only be like fucking 2 cars. But the memory cards were about fucking 30 or 40 quid, I remember. And now we're selling them for like fucking 3 quid a pop, haven't we? Madness.
Yeah. I can't even fucking get rid of half my memory cards.
No, exactly.
Other than GameCube, everyone seems to want them for the GameCube. That's the only one
everyone. PS1. And PS1 memory cards.
I got fucking tons of them. Is that your hand sanitizer, Rob? Are you looking after yourself?
Yes.
We'll have to shave
do you know what the fuckers had done?
What?
The fucking beer I bribed them with to fucking leave the internet alone. They've put the bastard cans in front of the fucking router.
So you're not getting a great signal.
Everybody's been told.
Have they? Don't fuck with my stream again. I've made mine go outside in the garden until 10 o'clock and they're allowed back in. You can come back in the house after 10. So Stu, what's your next collection that you're going for? Because you've done the Saturn, you've done the GameCube.
Can I answer this?
Yes, you answer it for him.
Do you know how petulant the man is?
Go on.
Do you know how fucking petulant this man is?
Tell us, Rob. Oh, he just got to the best bit where he's going to tell us and he's not told us.
I was going to say it.
What What do you reckon he's going to say, Stu? Because we're going to have to make
NES.
him. You reckon
I
he's-
said to him, it's NES, and then just to piss me off, he's not doing it.
Big game, Al's here. There's only
Petulant. Pure
He's
and
still
utter
going on.
petulance, Spider-Man.
Rob, we've got to tell you that your internet cut off no sooner you started that speech, so we don't know what you're actually going mad about. Tell him to put them cans back. Someone else has said that.
Yeah.
So why are you going for the NES, Stu? Because Big Game Al reckons Big Game Al told me
16.
240 something games he told me it is.
Yeah, and he only needs 16.
Yeah, so how many have you got then?
Oh,
Rob, we missed your
know
whole
what?
rant, by the way.
I tell you what, I do miss
You missed
Retro
it?
Collect.
Yeah, it cut off, mate.
We missed the whole lot, mate.
Well, I was fucking ranting anyway.
No, we could tell by the screenshot. Was it about the NES that Stu said he's going to do?
Petulant
Or
fucker.
not.
That's what he is. Would rather happily fuck himself over than me win a bet for a beer.
We didn't have a bet for a beer. You
I
just
did in my
stated it.
brain. I did in my mind.
So what was the bet, Stu? I'd let Rob
It
tell me.
wasn't a bet. Rob just said, he went, I bet you're going to get NES next. And I said, I'm not. I'm just like, as they come, easy come, easy go. He went, no, you're going to get that. And then he went, then obviously I just like changed tact and went PS1. And he goes, you just done that just to piss me off, haven't you? Because I said about NES.
He has.
No, it wasn't like that. He went, you're a fucking cunt, you are. You just done it on purpose. Well, I'm a bit of a cunt. But
I started
didn't
buying
do it.
NES up from fucking CEX because I thought there's going to be fuck all left in stock when fucking stupid Stu gets on it. Do you know what I mean? And starts fucking throwing all his fucking honest copies of fucking Mario Kart in, and there's going to be fuck all left. So I might try and get one or two games with a label on it before this happens. And he's just fucked himself over, and he's made nobody else look stupid other than himself.
Well, he's fucking it up for everyone now because CX, the whole country wide, is checking everything because of him, isn't he? Really?
Yeah, that was last December. You told me that.
Yeah, I know, but it was you who started it. They've even started fucking putting your videos up in CX as fucking warning signs, didn't they? Do not fucking do what this man does. Don't take the manuals out and keep shit.
Hey, look.
Hey.
That was all insinuated. It was never proven, Governor.
We sure. I reckon I could, if I actually was bothered to go through your back catalogue, I'm sure I'd fucking find it. Anyway, Stu, have you got any PC Engine CD games?
Yeah,
I've only
loads.
got a couple. Have you got any, Rob?
No. Rob can't play CDs.
Oh, is he not?
No.
I'll leave him one of mine if I get COVID-19. I'll let him have one of my CD systems so he can play some PC Engine CD games. He keeps freezing perfectly as we're winding him up as well.
No, I can hear you.
See the little smile on his face.
I can hear you.
Are you going to get a CD system? Because you know, your mate James could sort you out with a CD system. I'm sure he could.
Yeah, it's kind of like the same reason why probably Stu hasn't got a Neo Geo CD.
And why is that?
Why is that then?
Well, it's just you're getting into something else again before you've finished other things, and you know.
No, I
it's
haven't got a
like-
CD because I've got an AES.
Well, okay. Well, that was probably a bad example then. How many have you got? Any Neo Geo CD games?
Yeah, James sent me one, didn't he? 'Cause he
I
was
know
trying
he
to-
fucking did.
Yeah.
I spoke to him and said, "Get this fucker into this off the NES."
It's dead cheap, though. It's a cheap way of getting into it, I must admit.
So if it wasn't for James, you two probably wouldn't know each other, would you?
Oh,
No.
definitely not.
No.
Is that a good thing or a bad?
Well, I don't know. It depends. on you.
I was asking Rob, not you, Stu. to be
Oh,
honest.
you
No, yeah.
bastard. Oh, I see.
Well, Rob's a probably a no then. For me, it's a yes.
No, we
James
wouldn't know
fucked
one
off
another
his
if it
fan
wasn't
and
for
left Stu with Rob.
If it wasn't for Basubi, no, we wouldn't know one another. No.
The first time I met Rob, James invited him along, quote unquote, to stall out Donny, and it obviously like sort of said, "Look, Rob, get all your shit together. There's this fucking great." I think it was the second year they did it, I think, and he sort of said to Rob, "Mate, it's fucking amazing. You can sell everything." And Rob, and I remember seeing Rob, and he looked. I mean, there's not many times, right, that I've seen Rob where he looks worse than I feel, and that was one of these days. And bless him, he was like lugging all his stuff, and he sat on the end of the row. Andy Brown was kicking all his shit into the fucking aisle, kicking out the aisle rather, and he sat there with all his stuff. And then when we were driving back, he was like, because we were behind him on the motorway, and he was like, not veering too much. Anyway, long story short is, obviously, once me and Rob got chatting, he went, "You do realise," he goes, "I was still fucking pissed driving back."
Yeah, because
he had to have the window open.
What actually happened, mate, is that it was my birthday, I think, that it fell on, and James talked me into stalling out. I'd never stalled out before. I'd never been to an event before, and he talked me into it at at silly o'clock at night, 6 o'clock at night, whilst I was still at work. And it was like I say, I think it was my birthday. I got home and I knew I had to sort of get everything ready. So I got it ready in my mind. Oh, I'll fill the van up. And I walked in and the missus said to me, "Oh, I've booked us a table. We're going out for dinner." And she was all dressed up and everything. I was like, okay. And we went out. I got pissed, really pissed. Came home, loaded the van up with just shit. I can't even remember what it was. Didn't go to bed, and followed you up to Doncaster. It was fucking horrendous, and I can remember the smell. The aircon had broken in there, and I remember thinking, this is just a fucking dreadful situation that I'm in, and I remember sitting, hanging out of my own arsehole. And this guy was walking up and he's picking stuff up off the stall, literally picking it up and just dropping it, picking it up and dropping it, picking up different items and dropping it. And in the end, I said, "Listen," I said, "you pick one more fucking thing up off this stall and drop it." I said, "You will hit the floor before that fucker does," right? The next minute, his carer came over and said, "What are you doing?" Not my proudest moment.
To be fair, Rob,
I packed up.
You were pretty rough the night after Saturday in Bury when you had to drive back on the Sunday.
Fuck Blackpool, mate.
Oh, Blackpool's the worst.
Yeah, both times you've looked like you've not wanted to see me at all because I just come walking in and you're there like this, man.
Yeah, but you're inhuman. You're inhuman, Dana.
I don't do hangovers very well.
I do get hungover. It's
it's
like 2 or 3 days later when it hits me. And it's not really a hangover. It's just my whole body starts to ache. And I'm thinking, what the fuck was I doing the weekend? But I don't know, man. I will say this, right? I love going to events with you pair, like the ones when we can go out on the social, because it's just like going away with my mates, like having a lads' weekend away, drinking a few beers, having a few laughs. You know, it's not all just about the gaming. Like, you know, gaming entertains me for a while, but having a good few beers and a few laughs. Watching Stu try and dance is also another highlight. Badly. Who was it who you dropped at Bury?
Mark.
Fucking hell, that was such a clatter. I've not been to an event where you're not limping either.
I've got my gout under control now, so I'm touch wood. I'm not too bad now. It's just my knee.
Goat. You'd be better off with a wooden leg, mate.
No, no.
Fuck,
I've got to go back. I'll say I've got to go back from my knee. There's no fucking chance of seeing the doctor now anyway. So.
Yeah. Oh, Rob's getting a couple of buds. Is that one for you, Stu? Is he passing it over?
Is he bollocks us?
Why aren't you drinking proper beer anyway?
Well, that is proper beer.
I'll tell you something more. I have some proper beer. I've been thinking about this today. I have some proper beer. I can grab it and show you if you like. You know the craft
Real ales, Hobgoblin.
Yeah.
Oh, they're nice.
Horrible. They're horrible. They're fucking horrible. Honestly, me and the lad today, I gave him one, and he was like, "This is fucking horrible." I said, "Yeah, it is, isn't it?" He said, "Yeah," and I've got like, I'll grab them in a minute.
No one drinks Hobgoblin.
Spitfire, speckled hen.
Oh no,
Bishop's finger.
Zombie cake and
no, that's from Amsterdam.
Shit like that. It's fucking horrible, man. I honestly,
they're all right.
I've got fucking this stuff. This is made by them who made Hobgoblin.
That's it.
Fucking gangly ghoul. It's fucking. I've got another 6 bottles to drink. Whereas I've had 3 cans of these. I know they're only small. They've gone down quite nice. Them are going to be a fucking struggle. I'll tell you that now.
Abbott's Ale's nice as well.
Abbott Ale.
The thing with that is you've got to start on them. You can't chop and change.
I'll tell you what.
You're on them or you're not.
This one that the fucking Yanks recommended, Mr. Bads didn't like it, but I think it's all right. To be fair. In fact, I'm going to drink that one now. So I'm going to have to top up this beer.
This sort of shit.
Get it down, you Rob.
What is it?
It's fucking horrible.
What?
Get it down.
I don't know what that is.
I've got some of that.
Brewdog shit.
Oh, that's
Brewdog.
That's a certain individual's favourite drink, isn't it?
Yeah. You need a certain hairstyle to drink that.
Yeah.
Be a certain way inclined.
You need to put a filter on your picture for that.
Zombie cake.
No, that's not the same stuff, Rob. That's not the same stuff that me and Dana are on about. They're not real. They're not real ales. They're like
they're fashionable.
Yeah,
yeah, and that's the thing. They're not nice, though, are they?
No, because they're only made for idiots to drink. We're talking about hairy arse men ales that have been brewed for years.
Yeah,
something like the Batham's bitter that I've got in there.
That's this shit. Anyway,
send them my way, Rob. I'll drink the fuckers. I'll tell you what they're like.
Be able to fucking handle a proper beer, Stu. In fact,
where's your gin? Where's your pink gin anyway?
I'll have some gin. I'll have gin
in
on
your pink
the
glass
in the week when I run out. Anyway, Rob, there's been a massive campaign in the comments.
Yes.
Everyone's saying put R if you want Rob to have a YouTube channel. And there's probably about 10 or 12. Fucking hell, put your binoculars on, mate. Old Magoo.
Mr. Magoo.
Oh, yeah,
fuck it. Rob won't be writing any scripts for his YouTube videos, that's for sure. He looks like Joe Knight. I shouldn't take the piss because I fucking wear glasses as a fashion.
Yours are fake, man. Yours ain't even got any fucking lens in them. Yours is just clear glass.
I know, it's mine are a fashion statement. Can you read
it's
it,
not
Rob?
a fashion statement. It's an idiot statement.
Do you want me to see if I can get it up in Braille?
Look, Rob still can't read with his glasses on.
Right, Big Game Al has pointed out they're not gay. They're crap beers.
The crap beers, yeah, they're definitely fucking crap. I'll give him that.
Crap beers. So,
God.
Stu, you've been on YouTube a long time. Rob, this is your debut. What are both of your opinions on YouTube as a format just in the gaming? You know, Stu, you've seen it change over the years. Rob, you've watched a long time. We'll start with Stu because I know he has a lot to say.
What do you mean? How it is? How it was?
I'm interested. Like, I know you say how things have changed, but you know when you first ventured into YouTube, right? Well, I imagine it was some like a desolate wasteland of only a few.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. So it wasn't like that. It wasn't as much as it was like, you know, oh, there's no one fucking out there, this, that, and the other. Again, I've told this story a million times. I'm not going to like go into it, but basically, I was just looking at arcade rooms or arcades, and you go down a rabbit hole. And back then, I think YouTube was a lot better in terms of like recommending stuff, if that makes sense. So you'd put like arcade room or arcades or whatever, and it give you a link to some outs or a recommendation to some outs. Before you know it, you're going down this like rabbit hole, and you end up. Well, I ended up watching a lot of the American guys with their fucking massive basements and getting really like jealous and this, that, and that's how you start. That's how it started for me. But then again, I've talked about this before, but within those basements, within those arcade rooms, they had all the console stuff. And they had a lot of console gaming stuff. And then you sort of start looking at that and you think, oh, yeah, I remember the sort of Genesis, the Mega Drive. And you put that into the old YouTube search thing. And that's how it all links across. So in the early days, I was watching a lot of the American guys. But the American guys back then aren't the twats that they are now. Because back then, they were very much like grassroots. And there's loads of people I used to watch. Even Bithead back then, he wasn't, you know, he was very much a little bit more grounded, not as grounded as some of them, but he was a little bit more grounded, and it was a little bit more crude, and a little bit more amateur, if that makes sense. I like my YouTube channels like I like my porn. Amateur and dirty and filthy.
You'll see the pause then. I was just thinking about what to say.
But that's how they were. And I can list loads of the channels that used. Some of them have come back. Some of them have died off, which is a shame. Ryan, right now, go and watch. If you want to watch a real early American style gaming channel, Ryan, right now, go Google him and go and watch him. Absolutely brilliant.
Because I'd have thought the Americans would have been good at that, like not like home movies, but like like Wayne. No, I'm not saying good, like, but something like more grassroots, like like Wayne's World, like a cable TV show that's not actually a proper TV show. A little bit. They were less around the edges.
Yeah, exactly. They were way less. There's no scripting. There's no like heavy editing and stuff like that. Ryan right now was drinking beers, and it was just like it was just like it was just, I don't know. It was just more enjoyable. And now when you watch them, you really got to pick between the wheat and the chaff, because they've all fell into this whole thing where they want to make money out of it. They want to make a career out of it, and it's just like it's just fucking trying too hard, man. And it ruins it a little bit. I just like people just do it because they do it as a hobby and they want to show the collections off, and that's all it's been about for me.
I think once you go down that like presenter or like try to be too clean cut route, you don't be yourself. Like I admit when I first started, because like my stepson would have only been like, he'd have been about 11, 12. He wanted to watch and his mates at school. I never used to swear, but they were so hard videos to do for me because I was having to think. Whereas now I feel a lot more relaxed in front of the camera and I'll just let go. I'll probably say the word fucking cunt way too much, but it is what it is. I feel more relaxed. Whereas when these people are starting to, they're not being themselves. They're being, when I work at my night job, I have to be polite when I speak to people on the phone. I know it's harder. I'm like, hello, such and such leisure centre, and I have to be polite. But that's not me, really. I just want to say, who am you? What do you want? You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean. I'm fucking yam. But you have to present yourself different, and then you don't become true to yourself. I mean, Rob's probably an ideal person to ask, because him not having a YouTube presence but watching from the outside. Well, what sort of channels do you like and watch, Rob? What draws you to people like Game Zone Bird Room and stuff like that? He's got to get a mention on every stream.
It's got coronavirus. I told you that earlier.
I need to watch. I've been busy today. I will watch the new Game Zone Bird Room video. So come on, Rob, your opinions on the tubes.
Well, I'm not the sort of person that particularly wants to learn necessarily stuff about gaming. So
why is it when I've asked Rob something, he freezes? He's been sat there with nothing to say.
And I realise you've got a YouTube channel.
Rob, sort your internet out.
So he can. I kind of like that sort of thing, because he doesn't really give a fuck, and he doesn't really play the games, and he's not forcing facts down my throat. I've got many other things in my life as well, so it's kind of like I don't want to learn about games, but I do want to see something that's entertaining and something that interests me. So if it can be fun and with something that interests me and something that I kind of can relate to, then I'm in. But I don't really like to watch the videos. I don't watch gameplay videos at all because I'm shit at games. I don't care how good anyone else is at games either. I love to see pickups, but I like to hear the stories behind the pickups, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, that interests me more. And if it's a good pickup, then it's a good pickup, and that's good. I think this is why people like yourself, Stu, Burnt Out Culture, you know, even Bithead up to a point, they sort of interest me. But it's very rare I'd watch a video that sort of is factual, because I don't care that much. I don't care about the history of a game or where it's come from. You know, I like to be entertained, and my entertainment is probably different from others. I think a lot of people sit there viewing them for the simple thing to learn, and I just don't care that much, really.
See, I'm like that. I don't give a fuck who made the game, who made the music, who programmed it. I care if it's a good game, if I want to buy it and put it in my collection. Like, when I first watched like YouTube before I made a channel, I used to watch all the big channels like your Metal Jesus Rocks and all that. And I used to watch his hidden gems, not to listen to him and his fucking crew talk bollocks. I wanted to know if that game was worth picking up or not. That was purely it. I could fucking skip through all the shit he's talking about, who fucking created it, who fucking wrote the music. I just want to know, is that game worth buying and worth putting in my system? Like yourself, Rob, I like to hear the stories of the hunt of the boot sale, or the hunt of the pickups of going somewhere deepest, darkest Birmingham to pick up a fucking pickup from some dodgy fucking snuff
Council
movie
estate.
recording place. Nah. when Rob sent me to that fucking, I think where they used to video porn or something, or fucking snuff movies to pick up all them tellies. That was Rob. Show him the telly in the background, Rob, because I've not got mine in the room. That little telly. I went to pick up, was it 9 or 10 of those? I went to pick up 9 and 10 of those. Rob had told me. I remember I was on holiday in Skegness. Rob says these are not far from you. So I agreed to do the deal with a guy. And he gave me the address, and Stu, I ain't joking, it was just like some warehouse, like you know, like the Arches in EastEnders, like a fucking row of them. So I've messaged Liam. I said, Liam, you're gonna have to come with me because I've agreed to pick him up at 8 o'clock on a night in winter. He was towards the end of the caravan. No, it was about September time. It was fucking dark anyway. I said, Liam, you're gonna have to come with me. So anyway, we turn up to this fucking place and we go in. And I just said to him, I said, "Oh, what do you do here?" Then he goes, "Oh, we record. We used to record music, but now we record other stuff where we don't want too many people in here." And I'm thinking, what the fuck am they filming in here? And the guy was really nice, but everywhere was painted black. The fucking doors were black, the rooms were black, everything was black.
And that song?
I don't know, is it? I thought it was everything was blue, dabba dee, dabba die.
No.
But me and Liam, I don't know. But Stu, I ain't joking, man. There was 100%. If I'd have had a UV light, them walls would have been fucking glowing purple, I'm telling you. 100% they'd film porn there. And anyway, I message Rob. I go, Rob, do not fucking send me anywhere fucking get to pick anything up. He does it now. He tags me and stuff. And now I just use Google Earth to check where I'm fucking going to. But next door was great. It was fucking a brewery next door. There's a load of students sat outside in the middle of the night fucking drinking beer. But that's the sort of pickups I go, what's your dodgiest pickup, Rob? So I know you'll have a good story.
Rob's got loads.
That's what I asked him.
The dodgiest pickup. I think I've got two, but they're kind of different, really. There was the one where we went to Doncaster one day. I'd seen on Marketplace a guy had put old computer, and it was just the like the very sort of the screen of something. And I looked at it and looked at it and looked at it, and I thought, is that a Vectrex? So I messaged him. I can't recall. He was sort of northern way, but he was still a good way from Doncaster, and he put £50, I think, or offers something along those lines. Anyway, I messaged him and I said, you know, is this a Vectrex? And he said, yeah. And I said, well, all right then, I'll take it. But it was a good couple of weeks before we were going to the Doncaster market. We weren't stalling out, and I didn't honestly think it'd still be there. But a couple of days before we were going, I messaged the guy and said, have you still got it? He said, yeah, it's here for you. I said, have you got anything else? Yeah, I've got loads of stuff up in the loft. And he said, I'll get it all down for you. So off we went up to Doncaster, and again I texted him and said, is it sort of still there? Can I come and get it? Yeah. So I shot off and I put it into Google Maps. It was a good way. I can't think of the actual place. Burnt Out might tell you, because I remember seeing him walking into Doncaster as I was walking out to go and get it. And I remember driving into this council estate, and it was fucking rough. It was proper rough. And I pulled up, and I actually then at that point I thought, oh, I'm being scammed here. They know I've got some cash in my pocket. They know, you know. But this guy opened the door, and he's sort of waving at me like that. So okay, I thought, oh fuck it. I got out.
Yeah,
and I
noticed,
piggy. Yeah. And I noticed as I was walking down the drive, it's kind of like they've got like a window was.
Oh, Rob.
I think it's a bay window, I was going to say.
In his tile stained net curtains are blowing in the wind. Anyway, I thought, if I'm getting a Vectrex for 50 quid, I'm in. So I've gone in. I'm in this kitchen, and he's fucking got. It's got stuff everywhere. It says everywhere. I don't know. There was Saturns, there was Mega Drives, there was PlayStation 2s, there's games, there's Super Nintendos. It's fucking everywhere. And I went in. He went, "Do you want a coffee?" And I looked at the mugs, and I said, "No, I'm good. You know, I'm good," because it would have been probably the very first fucking case of COVID-19 had I had one. But anyway, he stood there and he went, "Fucking look at that! Look at the state of that!" And he's pointing to his window that's just obliterated with these yellow net curtains blowing in the wind. And I said, "I can see, mate. Yeah. What's happened there?" He said, No, not the fucking window. Me car. Look at me car. And he got like this old black Mercedes outside. And down the side, someone had keyed in the word cunt, but spelt it with two T's to really emphasize it, or they couldn't spell. I don't know. Anyway, he said, all right, he said, it's the fucking ex-missus. She's giving me loads of shit. And I was just like, oh, I don't know. Let me have a look through these games. Anyway, cutting a bit of a story short. He got like all this shit in the kitchen. And I said, well, what do you want for all of this? I didn't want to go through it. I didn't know if anything really worked. He was fairly genuine in what he was sort of saying. I think I ended up paying 125 quid for, you know, the lot of it. I brought it home. I got the Vectrex out of it. I got a load of other consoles, load of other games, and that was kind of like one of the weirdest. My best pick, my best one, and again it was kind of similar, was in Gloucester. A woman put some Super Nintendo games on. I believe it was Marketplace, and Gloucestershire is a long way from myself. And I messaged her, and I don't think she'd put a price. She was just like offers. So, anyway, cutting a bit of a story short, off I went one Sunday evening, driving off to Gloucestershire, and again, it was like the arsehole of the fucking world that I drove into. And again, I've got a load of money in my pocket, and I'm thinking, oh, for fuck's sake, what's going on here? And it was bizarre because I went in, and there's this man and this lady, and they're about 300 years old, the pair of them. It's literally the tar on their lungs that's holding these fuckers together. And I've gone in, and they've just chucked shit all over the front room, living room, and they're still watching fucking Heartbeat, the pair of them. Anyway, I'm trying to sort of assess what's there and what isn't there, and they'd had 3 pairs of twins.
That lady in the lake walking behind you.
It's my oldest lad. He looks like he's ready to go
Oh, I thought
boxing.
he was Bex.
No,
I don't know
no.
whoever it is, but the next time they walk past, if they're going to be on my channel, they have to say hello.
Yeah.
It's Joseph. He's fucking smoking weed out there.
Oh.
Is he?
I reckon so, yeah. Anyway.
Sure he's not just selling wheeze out the window.
Social distancing. Airdrops my drone.
But I went in and I spoke to this old lady, and they were moving house. Her mother had died, who lived in a council house just a few doors down. So they were moving into theirs for whatever reason, and they'd had, like I say, 3 sets of twins, all lads, and they'd doubled up on consoles and all manner of things. And as I was sort of scooping it all up and putting things into boxes and stuff, they were just bringing more and more into the room. I can't remember what I paid. It wasn't ridiculously cheap. It was a couple of £100. But fucking hell, did I walk away from with some stuff. And then they said to me, their parting shot was, we'll go up in the loft again tomorrow because we ain't done the other side. And so, yeah, so I actually ended up going down to Gloucestershire again, and oh mate, I mean, I could show you some lovely stuff that I had from that. It cost me about £500 or £600 in total, but there was some lovely stuff, really nice stuff. So that is kind of like they were both really good pickups. I did have one. I'll tell you very quickly because I know I'm fucking babbling on.
You take your time, Rob, man. We're loving it. Because everyone's heard us on here before. This is all new to everyone else.
This goes back to Busby. And me and Basubi, we'd look on Marketplace, the pair of us, and we'd try to fuck one another over. I actually didn't care about the games either of us. We just tried to fuck one another over. Anyway, I messaged this guy one night on Marketplace. I can't remember quite what he'd got. I think it might have been a Saturn and a few games. And Busby was messaging him as well. So we were racing over to this bloke's house. The guy had sort of said, yeah, you can both have it. Anyway, I beat him there. Grabbed the stuff for like, I don't know, 30 or 40 quid, whatever it was. And as I came out and jumped in my car, I text Busby saying, you didn't miss anything, mate. And he hadn't, because I'd sort of paid over the odds. And I put, it was a stinky old bastard. And it was just a load of old shit. But at least I fucked you over. Anyway, I carried on driving. And about 10 minutes later, Busby rings me. He says, how did you get on? I said, I messaged you. He said, you ain't messaged me, mate. I'd messaged the old boy that I'd just fucking had the stuff from.
Fucking hell. I've got 3 pretty decent stories of dodgy pickups, to be fair. I'll start with my smelly one first. You know, back in the day, like probably about 6-7 years ago, when you could get stuff off eBay, local collection, whereas you searched and you used to be able to pick up the best stuff, local collection, because they didn't want to deliver. Well, anyway, I picked up this Mega Drive. Must have been about 30 games with it and the Master System converter as well. So anyway, I've agreed to pick it up. And it's in it was in Old Hill. If you know my area, Old Hill is not the most pleasantest of places anyway. So anyway, I knock on this door. I think I'd agreed to pick it up after work on a Friday. So I'm a lazy bastard. I used to finish about 1 o'clock. So I've picked it up. I've knocked on this door. And as they've opened the door, it's like the fucking John Carpenter's The Mist. It's fucking thick as fuck of smoke. And they've gone, do you want to come in? And I was thinking I could probably do with a fucking gas mask, if I'm honest. So anyway, I come in and she's got this Mega Drive stuff. And to be fair, she's packed it all away. She's fucking huge, man. She's fucking sat there like fucking just on the settee in her pajamas, fucking dressing gown, coughing like that, smoking a fag. She goes, do you want this? And I was like, well, yeah, that's why I've fucking come for it. So I'll give her the 30 quid. I got the stuff in. So I used to, what car would I have then? I'd probably got my Beamer. So I put everything in the boot of there, drove home. It is a long time ago because my missus and I were still at her flat. And I've turned up to the flat and my missus smoked at the time. She's gone, what the fuck is that smell? I said, it's them games, man. I had to literally fucking scrub everything. And after that, I thought, you know what? Fuck it, I'll just pay delivery because at least if it smells, I can keep it outside for a fucking bit. That was horrible. I picked up about, again, probably a carrier bag full, about 20 games. This was off Spock, this was. I've told this story on the channel before. I've messaged the guy. And I just said to him, I said, yeah, I'll come and fetch it. I had to go to Shirley in Birmingham. So if you know Brum, Shirley's not exactly one of the fucking nicest places. It was a high-rise block of flats. And I had the BM still there, and yeah, definite, 100%. So anyway, I've drove there 8 o'clock at night. I don't know why I do all my pickups so fucking late on a night. I've pulled up, high-rise block of flats, messaged the geezer, I said, look, I'm here. And he replies back saying, I'm on the top floor, the lift's broke. And I'm instantly thinking, he knows I've come with X amount of money. He can see me coming up the fucking stairs. I'm fucking done in for you. So what I do is I get out of the car, I get my wallet, because I always, you know, when you go for pickups, you always take extra money in case they've got other shit, yeah? Well, I thought, you know what? I'm just taking the fucking 30 quid up. So I take the money out of my wallet, put the loose money in my pocket, hide the wallet in my car. Then I get my car keys and I think, you know what? I fucking take the car keys and I hide them underneath the car. Because I think worst case scenario, I'm going up here, he's beating me up for 30 quid. He ain't getting me fucking car. Get all the way to the top floor. This big Jamaican chap answers, and he's as sound as can fucking be. He goes, yeah, mate, the lift's shit, man. And I was in there half an hour talking to him about games, but that was a real fucking eye-opener to me. I went to my missus, I said, I can't keep just going to the arse end of nowhere late on a night with no one knowing where the fuck I am. So I used to write down the address of where I was going, put it by the TV and what time I'd left out. And I used to get to the missus, if I'm not back in 2 fucking hours, either A, ring me or B, ring the police. So I'm going to get the out of me. But the worst one was, do you know where the IKEA is in Coventry? Stu probably knows more than me.
Yeah, I know that, yeah.
As you're heading in, there's like a car garage on your right-hand side, and then you're heading up to that dual carriageway. On your right-hand side, there's a row of terraced houses. Rough as fuck there, I might add. Rough as fuck. So anyway, this was another one, Friday afternoon pickup. So it's middle of the day, broad daylight. Drive all the way over there. I'm picking up a massive bundle of retro stuff, some Xbox 360 stuff. I'm paying a ton. So anyway, I pull up, get the address, knock the fucking door. And all I can hear from upstairs is like a fucking massive domestic going off. 2 people fucking arguing. And I can see them looking out the window at me. And I'm like thinking, what the fuck's going on here, man? I can't be dealing with this. So I knock the door again. And the neighbour, because like it's a one up, one down, like a flat thing. The neighbour from downstairs comes out. He goes, oh, they're in there, mate. He goes, but he said you probably don't want to go in there. And I was thinking, oh, what the fuck? Is it some sort of like drug den? So anyway, I get back to my car and I can see them looking through the fucking window at me. And I went, I'm here for the games, mate. And he doesn't reply. So I fucking drive off. About fucking half an hour later, when I'm just up by the Rico, going to get back on the motorway, he goes to me, he goes, oh, come back now, mate. He goes, I'm back home now. I was like, you was fucking at home before, you cunt. I could see you looking through the window. What I reckon it was like a proper smackhead den. And they thought, you know what, we've got this nerdy chap here coming to fetch a load of games. We can fucking do him over. And then, obviously, when a fucking big fucking cunt like me gets there, they obviously rang for backup and wanted some more help if I come back. And I just thought, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not going to bother. I also had a dodgy pickup on an Amstrad CPC. That was 100% a drug den. That was off the Hagley Road. I went in. They got this fucking Amstrad set up. They've got a bike in the middle of the front room. And I'll go in to deal with a geezer. And to be fair, he's turned it on, showing me it's working. I went, yeah, mate, I'll take that. Do you want to hand carry it down to your car? I went, yeah, you can do. And at that, there's like fucking people appearing from other rooms. There's me and 5 other people now in this room. And I'm thinking, what the fuck is this place? And I think I'll give them 40 quid anyway for the Amstrad sub games. I carried it down to the car. And you know when you sat in your car to put in your sat nav to go home? I've not even fucking started putting the postcode in, and they've fucking spent my money on some fucking whatever they've bought. Shouting up someone up the road to get some fucking heroin or whatever, and he's just come in and fucking got it. Unbelievable. Stu, have you had any dodgy pickups? But you only fucking walk anywhere, don't you?
Car boots only. That's the thing like that.
You'd say
I don't deal in the dark arts like you lads.
You've got to live a little. You don't know you've lived until you've been to the arse end of fucking nowhere, and fucking wondered whether you've come away with your life in some games. Rob has broke the seal. This is about the 5th piss I've seen him go for, by the way, Stu.
Yeah,
because he went for 2 before we was even on air. So, in all seriousness, Stu, where is your collection going? We all want to know. Rob reckons the NES. Is it just magazines?
It's just magazines. Yeah, that's it now. I'm just collecting magazines for the rest of my life.
I picked up some good ones from the boot sale the other week that I bet you haven't got.
Fuck off. What are they?
Don't you remember? I'm sure I showed them in our WhatsApp group. They're not gaming.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Do you remember the calendars I got? Did I show you the calendars?
No.
I got a load of calendars, didn't I? Like,
what, the garage ones, like the mechanics used to have?
Yeah, I told you. I must have told you guys. I've got, God, it must be about 2 years ago now for the car boot. And it was the fucking weirdest couple. He must have been about, 60? He was retired, so he must have been about 65. And his missus was there, and he on his little tarp, he had 3 calendars. They weren't Playboy; they were like Razzle, Escort, and some else. But they were from like 1984, 86, and 87. And I was like, I looked at them, and like, obviously me being me, I was like, I said to her, I goes, "Oh, are these yours then?" to the wife, and he come out, he started laughing, and she went, "Oh no!" And to be honest, there were sounds of pounds. She said, "No, apparently he used to work in like an engineering factory or whatever, and every year they'd buy him one of these calendars." And I thought, yeah, bollocks. But they used to
give them away as promotions to a lot of the mechanics.
It might have been, but they hadn't been used. But yeah, so I bought a couple of the old titty calendars from the car boot. I only paid about like a £5 for the 3 of them. I think I sold each one of them for about 15, 20 quid. But no, collection-wise, it is, bits and bobs. Still chipping away at the Mega CD, which is like never-ending, because I don't think I'll ever complete that. PS1 stuff. There's still some nice PS1 I want to get. A couple of PS2s. PC Engine. Even when the PC Engine Mini comes out, there's still some, I like getting the physical games.
When are we due to get that Mini? Do you know? Our date's indefinite now, isn't it?
Don't know. It'll be whenever, won't it? Next year now. Next year.
Have you put any of Rob's shelves up, by the way? Looking at them in the background. Them
Rob's a bit more astute than I am. He wouldn't use cheap timber.
Anyway, Rob's wondering then why we're on about his shelf. So, Rob, we was talking about Stu's collection. What is actually behind you over there? Because we can see everything's a little bit shiny. So what's in your collection? He's frozen in now, I've asked him.
Shit.
Porno DVDs.
Porno DVDs. Rob? How come when he's not talking, he's moving like fuck?
Yeah.
Then he goes to speak and we lose him. Robert?
Don't speak. You know just what I'm saying.
I want to know what's in his collection, because obviously he's got his gambler. Oh,
what do you want to know? Sorry, what's behind?
What have you got in your collection? Because like obviously,
fucking that's like dial up again on old Netscape, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can only apologise.
You can't even do that.
I don't think Rob should start his own channel. He's having all sorts of issues here.
You can't even use the fucking webcam. Put your glasses on.
Put your glasses on. See what your fucking megabytes is. Put 50p in the hamster. Let him start running. Fucking hell.
I'm sorry. I am sorry.
Someone's picked up his house phone and cut off his broadband, didn't they? The dial-up.
Yeah. Dana says you ain't coming on again.
This is your one-time debut only. I've got a story about that. When fucking we first had internet at home, right? Back in the late 90s, while Rob's trying to recover, I'll save him. Fucking our old man, he got me the internet. And it used to be when all the click-ups used to come up on your fucking internet, like to fucking get to porn sites. And I swear to God, I didn't click on any of them, but it automatically downloaded the fucking buy things. My first internet bill for 1 month was 97 quid. My old man was going fucking mad. I mean, I'm talking back in like 1998, 1999. What the fuck have you been doing? I'm fucking going absolute mad. And then he'd go mad if he picked up the phone and all he could hear was the fucking dial. Yeah.
The old Jews aren't going. Yeah.
The stuff we used to do though, like me and my brother used to have rooms back to each other, and I'd got the router in my room. One weekend when Mum and Dad were down caravan, we drilled a fucking hole through the wall so we could fucking run the Ethernet cables to each other's PS2. Dad come back, because my brother, right, he's 10 years older than me, but he's fucking useless. So he used to fucking blame everything on, get me to do everything. This fucking old Stu. It only needed to be that fucking big. I'd fucking drilled out like this, fucking hole in the drill like this, going everywhere. Fucking hell. And it was in the back, because I'd gone through my wardrobe, so Mum and Dad didn't fucking know I'd done it. Fucking when Dad seen it. So I'd fucked his drill bit up and everything. Because I'd just used any old random drill bit that fucking couldn't get through brick. Right, Rob, are you with us now, or are you going to start stuttering?
Well, I'm sorry, mate. Like I say, I did mention to you earlier, I am trying. I've got a few options internet-wise. We've got broadband, but it just seems... It's just that I've never had a problem until we got locked down, but got this problem now. I'm sorry.
Anyway, we only wanted to know what is in your beautiful collection behind you. Give us a little talk through. Make it quick, though, before you pause again.
Yeah, it's just a big load of old bullshit, isn't it, really? It's just shit, isn't it?
To go through, what's on that white shelf first? The one with the white sign at the top. Nintendo, does that say? Is that your Nintendo stuff?
To be honest, no. Where are we looking? Probably my best. Let's have a little look. Can you see? Oh, where are we going?
I don't know. You're the one controlling the fucking camera.
Okay. Can you see? Can you sort of see? Can you sort of see there?
Yeah, you got your gambler. What's next to it?
Just next to it. That's very nearly a full Dreamcast set.
Oh yeah, you've been picking that up since I've known you. You've been picking up the odd few Dreamcast games.
Yeah, I'm 5 short.
About 20 fucking years. What are you pissing about that?
Have you got a full Dreamcast, Stu?
No, because I don't collect Dreamcast. I traded all my Dreamcast for Saturn.
You ought to fucking Dreamcast is the better system. You ought to collect for fucking Dreamcast.
But it's not worth as much as Saturn, is it?
So we're not. But why are we talking valuation here? I'm talking quality. I didn't think it was all about the money, Stuart.
A lot of the stuff that you can see, I allowed to get some faded. Because if you look,
oh, you're in the conservatory like Stu. That's a dartboard up there, isn't it, Rob? It's a good throw up there.
It's a clock. So it does get fucked. So behind a lot of that stuff is stuff that I care about.
Yeah. So you're letting the other shit get sun faded. So is that like Xbox stuff and that getting faded?
Yeah. Lots of cheap Super Famicom, cheap Mega Drive, shit like that.
You should just get some fucking throws to chuck over from like I do.
You want to get some Liverpool fucking bedspread?
I've got loads of bedspreads you can have them full ones.
No, I don't care.
fucking Liverpool bedspreads everywhere. Fuck you know.
It is what it is. I don't have like that sort of exuberant collection, if you like.
That room's impressive, Rob. I'm not having that bullshit. You've got a very impressive room. You need to sort. You could probably get them things where you can tint them windows. You know, stop the UV coming through.
I don't care. It's like Busby. It used to again. He'd come round, have a drink, and you know it'd piss him right off. But to me, it's kind of a little bit more like
it's gone.
They do. You know, everyone's welcome to come in here.
Sorry, that was me fucking about there.
I've never been invited round for a drink.
Have you not been round Rob's?
Only for a piss that time.
When I was dropping you off, is that the only time you've been in?
No, he made me go around the back as well, down the side alley.
He's a fucker, isn't he, man? It's that Ferrari he's got on the front, that's why.
Yeah.
Just talking about you, not to you, Rob. Just
I got a Ferrari on the front.
Yeah. So are you going for any complete sets at all, Rob, or do you just not give a fuck? Just add here and there?
No, I don't give a fuck, really. I'm enjoying this nuance of kind of meeting you guys and
getting pictures of us.
Really enjoying the scene, the community. And when I say community, I actually don't. Can I explain this without sounding like a real prick? I don't think I can. I'm not that fussed so much about the community because the community will come to me because I've met Stu, Burnt Out Culture, Old School Variety Face, Big Mike, yourself, particularly at this time, you know, to have you guys, who I do consider friends, is a really nice thing. So games are secondary. My little community is more important. And what I do learn is some nice games to play, which is good, but I also get to have a bit of a laugh. And so games are very much secondary to all of this for me. If we get to go and have a beer and we go...
He's getting all emotional now. I think he's he has a cry.
It's kind of secondary.
I think he gets to that stage was all like, you know, when you've got so many games, that's what got you to meet everyone. The games then become second. You like to go out and have a bit of a social, bit of break from the real world. I know you do.
It ain't just that, mate. It's I think it's hit home over the last week or so. You know, I've got an outlet, and it's you guys. The games rooms is a hobby. The games room's a hobby more than actually buying a particular game. I like to keep on top of it. I've got 3 boys. We all come in. We have some tournaments. We have a bit of a play. It never lasts that long. It's something to do. It doesn't bother anybody. It's not hurting anybody. It doesn't really cost me a great deal. I don't chuck loads of money at it or anything like that.
It's probably like you know, if you to sort of equate it or whatever, it's like my old man, you know, back in the day, he used to go up the pub to play dominoes. Like, oh, I've got dominoes tonight. He wasn't really going to play dominoes. Like, he's going up there to meet his mates and have a chat. Dominoes was a side thing, basically. Right. And he may win the dominoes tournament that night, and then he'd come back and buy Chinese or whatever. Yeah, and that's all it is, isn't it? The whole game inside of it is just a means to an end. It like Rob said, it's more the hobby and everything else that revolves around it. It's the same with people who collect classic cars and stuff. They don't really collect classic cars. They have one car and they just piss about with it, don't they, forever and end. And they go to shows and show it off. But it's more the social aspect that revolves around that whole that whole aspect of it all.
I think that's mainly a bloke thing. Like, you know, I mean, I can emphasise that to football. I used to play football.
People go football on a Saturday
to play with my mate, to play, hang around with my mates more. You know, go out and see my mates more. I played darts, and I only played darts so I could see my mates. So I'd have never just gone and played darts with a load of people I never knew. I used to because it was a way of socialising with my mates, sort of thing. But I think it's good how, like, see the lads on the Sega session last night. They said, like, oh, when they first, I think Pete disagreed with them, but some of them said, like, when they first started YouTube, everyone used to interact, everyone used to do this, but they still do. It's just, I think there's like 2 clicks, but there's not everyone in those clicks, if you know what I mean. Like someone like yourself, Stu, you get on with everyone and talk to everyone, whether they started YouTube 10 years ago or they started yesterday. Whereas I think some people, some of the old guard think that's their click, and some of the new people think that's their click. I try and be the same as you. I'll talk to any cunt forever, you know what I mean? I'll talk bollocks to him forever. I don't care whether you got 1 sub or you got 100,000 subs. You know, you're just a person who's interested in games, just like myself.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, it can get like that a little bit. You can get very elitist. It can get very secular. And it can get very clicky. You know, and there are clicks. There's clicks and clicks, and there's circles and circles. But it's when you feel people are allowing you in for the right reasons, that you feel accepted, or when you feel like, you know, again, I'm not naming names or whatever, but you know, we know there's certain channels out there that are out there for certain reasons, and they're quote unquote friendly because some people might argue. Yeah, well, some people might argue, oh yeah, they're friendly because they're really friendly. Well, not if they're on there and they want you to be a Patreon, then you need. Yeah, I always question, well, what's your motive? Because clearly it ain't to be friendly for me, because you've got an ulterior motive there because you want to earn money off of it. And what better way to earn money than to be a salesman and to put a front on when you're out and about? I don't suppose some of these people go home and go, for fuck's sake, all the fucking dickheads, all the fucking nerds, all the twats I had to fucking shake hands with at X or Y event. You know, I don't know. Maybe I'm being a bit presumptuous here, but I don't know. Like I say, anybody that wants paying to do this, I just think there's an ulterior underlying motive, and there's a different driver for it, and sometimes that makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable.
I would not want any fucker to give me a penny. Buy me a beer, and I'll buy you one back. You know, that's all I want, is someone to be social and talk to. When you know, when I first started, you were one of the first channels I reached out to, Stu, and you know, you replied back to me, and you know, if I was probably look back, there was probably another 10 channels who I spoke to who fucking ignored me. Not saying they were all UK, because I was just like trying to put myself out there, you know what I mean? But people like yourself, Gus Newton, Pete Armour, people like that, like, you know, Chris Novabug, like, he's quite a big channel, but he talks to me as though he talks to anyone else. Whereas I think there's other channels who think some of the smaller channels don't even fucking exist, and I think that's fucking rude, because, you know, you've got to remember the people who put you up there with all these thousands of subscribers. Because one day that could all go away, and you've still got to rub chins with them if you still want to go to events and shit like that. That's my personal idea.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that stand on the shoulder of giants, basically, and they leverage, quote unquote, the community to get where they are. And you know, there's a lot of people that have and will, and no doubt will continue to stab people in the back to climb that ladder. To what end, I don't know. Because let's be honest, this ain't going to last forever. You know, in terms of the whole YouTube money bandwagon thing. But like I said before, and I say it again, I think once the best thing that probably could happen to YouTube is, or to Google, is they pull all the money out of it, and maybe they divide it up. Yeah, I think you said it, Dana. They should have like a subscription or a premium service, so you know exactly which camp people fall into. And then you have like just the amateurs, or just basically the hobbyists, the hobbyist side of it.
I mean, I don't really know how YouTube started, but I always think this was like an extension of the forums sort of thing when, you know, no one was being paid to write good articles in forums, or were they? I don't fucking know.
No. It's when the ads come in. It's like it was like the like when Sky come into the Premiership and the money coming via ads, via advertising. That's all it was.
While we're talking about Premiership, Rob's team have won a Premiership in the last 10 years. You
Shut
still
up.
can't say that as a Liverpool fan because it's null and void, isn't it?
It's not null and void.
It's going to be null and void, mate. They're not going to be able to finish the season.
They will finish the season. It'll go on.
It doesn't matter. Let's not talk about whether it's null and void or not. Let's just talk about the here and now. And, yeah, you fucking.
They ruined Leicester's season, didn't they?
Yeah, we destroyed them.
Once you beat
Absolutely. We
Leicester,
absolutely
Leicester went
capitulated them. Mentally and physically destroyed them.
But
Didn't win a game for like 7 games.
What any team, including like myself, West Brom, any team who was on a decent run, this fucking coronavirus is fucking coronavirus. That's his putting out.
Daz, that's where it's Daz's fault. The Cajona's Deloro virus.
Coronavirus fucking has fucked up anyone's run of form now, innit? The fucking. I mean, if I was a Premiership player, I'd be fucking sat at home with my feet up thinking, oh, that's another fucking 250,000 just gone into my fucking bank.
I don't want to go on football too much because I know there's not a lot of people that follow it. But did you see that article where the Barcelona board or whatever asked a couple of the stars, like Messi and stuff, to take a 70% cut for the month? And they said no. That's how fucking brutal they are. That's how much of a shit they give about that club.
Right, and I'll throw this back at you because you know I used to be involved with a semi-professional club. I still follow them on Twitter called Alf Church. They've had 6 of their players send letters saying, "Look, we don't want paying even though we're contracted until we play a game again."
Yeah,
because they know that club's survival depends on that.
Yeah,
and yet you've got people who are earning fucking hundreds.
Yeah,
of
half a million a week. Messi's on, and he wouldn't even take a cut for the month.
Bastards, isn't they? Bastards. Yeah. But yeah, we won't talk about football too much.
No.
Other than Rob's beautiful Fiorentina shirt in the background. I used to have that. I love that.
Nah, fuck that.
Is that the fake one?
Yeah, don't worry.
Was it
about
from
that.
China?
Yeah.
Over the
It's got the corona. It's got the Cajona's Deloro virus on it.
Fucking go.
He's patient 0.
I'm glad he's not watching. He'll be fucking blaming me for it. What are you doing there, Rob? You having a lie down, mate?
Well, I'm fucking gutted that Stuart dare even discuss Sadio Mane in this fucking light, to be honest with you, because I mean I don't want to make light of COVID-19 or anything like that, but I have been thinking about this long and hard since lockdown for 3 days, and
it's been a long 3 days.
I'm going to fucking level with you. Karma works in fucking mysterious ways, and that cheating bastard.
It's because he got the last-minute penalty against Leicester.
Yes, it fucking is. It fucking is. And you know as well as I do, me and you are here because of that fucking reason. And that, boy, is fucking karma. And I appreciate it's extreme. But it's
there's too much money involved, too much money at stake for them not to finish the season.
You fucked us over. That cheating.
Yeah, but how's it going to work though with everyone's contracts expiring soon?
They'll just extend them. They'll put a little extension in it. It's going to happen across the board. I mean, look, like I said, let's not talk about football anyway. But
no,
everything and anything, you know, there's got to be realism involved here. You know. I did read again something about the banks trying to take the piss and the government stepped in. I mean, you heard about, you know, the fucking landlords were trying to take the piss, weren't they, initially? And they've had to step in and say, look, you can't kick people out. Everyone's out.
Richard Branson and fucking Gordon Ramsay have been taking the piss, ain't they?
Yeah, he's a fuckers. I mean, look, even small, on a smaller scale, right? A real small scale here. And look, in the grand scheme of things, it wouldn't affect me too much, but it was the principle of it. My daughter goes to a martial arts class. Right, and obviously he's contacted us and said it's not on. We've had to cancel it because of COVID-19. I said, okay, that's fine. Thanks, Ian. So am I assuming that the payments will stop until it starts up again? Well, no. I'm self-employed. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not paying for a service that I'm not consuming. Well, if you don't pay, the school will close down. I said, well, but surely, as a self-employed guy who does martial arts, surely you have income insurance, because that's what would happen. What if you broke your fucking leg?
It's all bullshit. Well,
exactly. I get people that are self-employed, but like you've sort of said, Dana, you take measures because you're self-employed. My view has always been, right, because I work with a lot of contractors, as probably Rob does as well in Next and stuff. And the thing is, you get paid big bucks, right? Because you're a contractor, you can name your price. But within that becomes the risk-reward element, right? You could be earning big bucks for 9 months, or you could be earning nothing for the next 6 months. So you have to ensure that you're earning enough money to then sustain you through them lean times. And I'm like, well, why the fuck should I be paying you to run a class that you're not even running? It's just daft.
Yeah, but what doesn't help is like there is people like promoting, saying like, oh, think about these like people who, if you can carry on paying your fucking deposits and stuff like that, or roll stuff over. But to be honest, I've tried to do it like, with Nottingham, like I booked a table, I pay for a table. And to be honest, I don't currently need that money back. So I will hold that out for them as long as possible, because I know I can just get a table when it is on, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, but that's your payment there is frozen. Whatever what he wants me to pay is week in, week out, right, for a class that he's not even running. Like, how the fuck does that work then? I'm paying for something that I'm not even used. Like a lot of the gyms are basically, I spoke to people, a lot of the gyms have basically suspended payment because obviously people can't consume the service.
Well, they were the first ones to close, weren't they? And
exactly.
But what they've got to remember though is, although the gyms are freezing these payments, they're also going to have their electric bills freeze, so that they won't be paying for any electricity they're not using. That they can obviously, there's going to be, they were the first people to be sorted out with businesses like that, where they could claim shit back and like that. Well, this is the one worrying thing, is so many people can now try and fucking people.
Yeah, they start pulling the action. Mike's put a good comment there, saying I'd have told him you're not the only guy who teaches karate. So I had a back to forth with him on Facebook Messenger. Not the ideal scenario, admittedly, because I thought it was very cut and dry. You're not doing the classes, suspend payment, classes start up again, I'll pay you again. But I think what happened, Mike, he went up. Well, I said to him, look, I don't want to fall out with anybody about this. I just don't agree with it, because I could quite easily just cancel the direct debit in the background, which was what I was going to do. And he took real offence to that. And he went, oh, you shouldn't be doing things behind my back. I said, I asked you outright, and you clearly said no. You said that no, you're still going to get charged for it. I think when he's gone away and he's cooled down, he's realised, look, you either lose 1 month's payment, which is like 30 quid. I even offered him 50%. I said, I'll give you 50%. I'll meet you halfway. That way I feel like I'm getting something. You're still ticking over. I think he's realised, don't cut your nose off to spite your face. So for like potentially 30 quid, he's now probably going to get another couple of years worth of subscriptions rather than just having the 30 quid. But do you get what I mean? It's just...
Yeah. I'm not being funny though, but what's your daughter do? Is it like the non-contact stuff, like the kata and stuff like that?
No, it's not even... I don't know. It's called Kuksun 1. It's not it's not karate. It's not kung fu. It's not taekwondo. It's like a weird. It's not MMA, but it's like a mixture of multiple things, like with weapons and stuff like that, and bow sticks and.
Because if he's not teaching in a gymnasium, surely he could put out something similar to this over Facebook, a video actually saying, "Here, I'm not supplying you with an actual class you can do, but here is something you can do."
He said, "Oh, I'll put some videos up," which is not even live anyway. So it's just watching the fucking video. Now, I'm not being funny. I'm not paying 30 quid for to sit there and watch a fucking video that I can get off YouTube for free.
Yeah.
With all due respect, like I said to him, but this is the problem, because what happens is everybody goes insular, don't they? Everyone goes in, and quite right. Like I said to him, I said, I understand. You've got, because he started saying to me, "Oh, my wife isn't working." That's not my fucking problem, mate. That's not my problem, right? Like I said again, if you're both self-employed, you need to be putting those measures in place to ensure that should bad stuff happens, and it's not just fucking coronavirus. It could be anything. You could be hit by a fucking bus. Doing a combat
sport like that, he could
exactly.
The reason why I used to have a fail safe to save some money back, because Well, I play competitive football, and I know you can say you can be insured, but the chance of getting paid out on a football insurance was fucking minimal. You've literally got to nearly lose your leg. Never mind just fucking break it. You've got to nearly lose it. So fucking, I used to just hold some money back because worst case scenario, touch wood, I never have broke my leg and probably not playing anymore. I won't. But if I broke my leg, I needed to be able to sit at home for 8 weeks, not worrying about whether I needed to bring more money into the household. But anyway, Rob looks bored. He's gone to get some more beers. I want to talk about Vectrex because have you watched Alex's new video on the overlays and stuff like that and the homebrew games? Have you watched it? You haven't you, Stu?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
Have you watched? Do you watch Alex?
He spin a cart. I'll go to the loo anyway.
If you want to watch Alex, he's got like all the carts you can buy off eBay for the Vectrex. Rob, he's got like the spinner cart. He's got the overlays. He was playing that pinball game actually that we were playing when we went to Revival. Because I know you love the Vectrex. Where's yours in the room? Don't tell me it's fucking put away.
No.
Nice. Have you got? That's that overlay that UV light you've made yourself in it.
Yeah.
Nice. So, how long have you been collecting for that then? Oh, Gruss is obsessed with your doggy. What? Introduce your dog to the stream, Rob.
Oh, this is Pierre. He's a French bulldog.
Is that why he's called Pierre?
Yeah.
Is that your own dog you got? Have you got more than one dog, or is it Stu who's got more than one?
No, I've got another one. I've got a pug as well.
What's the pug called?
Finley. I'll grab him in a minute.
Oh, right. Russ has got his little Frank, but I don't think Frank's with him this weekend. I will try and get Russ on the stream at some point.
Finley, I'll grab him. He'll come. No, the Vectrex, mate, is a lovely, lovely device. Something I play actually quite a lot. Again, goes back to what I was saying earlier. It's a quick turn on, 10-minute play. It's arcade. You know, I absolutely love the UV overlays. I made my own sort of UV light.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've ordered some of those overlays from Lawrence. I know you've froze again, Rob.
Sorry.
What was that for? Was that for checking 10s and 20s? Was it that? Oh, you don't freeze on me when Stu here because I got no one to talk to other than myself. Me and Rob, anyway. When I was at Revival picking up my Vectrex, we had quite a bit of fun playing that at Revival. Although it was my buttons were fucked on that, weren't they? I nearly took it back to Nick. I'm glad you talked me out of that. To be fair, because that cleaned up quite well.
I knew it could be cleaned up. Vectrex is lovely, and the guys were talking last night about a Vec Fever 2 cart coming out, which again sort of changes things, you know. But there's still.
I'd love to know.
Fantastic. The UV overlays are.
Can you use those overlays still without the UV light, or
5 minutes?
The Vectrex is one of my most used machines at the moment, although not this week because I've been playing a lot of PS4 with playing online. I've been playing Football Manager today as well. Is Tony actually in the stream? Because is this your new channel? Is it? If that's not Tony, whoever's done that's done a lovely overlay there. Are you still lagging, Rob, or are you with me now? You with me again?
I'm trying, mate. I am sorry.
Rob's been stuttering on me again. He's got that stammer going on.
Soz.
I suggest if you do start a YouTube channel, internet. Actually, you won't need to because you can just record it anyway. The 5-volt UV is pretty slick. Sound one has the big power supply hanging out of it.
Yeah, I've been thinking.
He keeps lagging, Stu. You have to have a word with him. Go and sort his internet out.
Just drop the quality level, Rob, of the camera.
He'll sort us out in a minute when we're
You
finished.
don't put yourself on a 4K face, have you?
He thinks he's bithead, doesn't he? He's gone out all hogs in he on his
I told you he's even got his aftershave on. Thinks he's fucking smell-o-vision.
He's got his going out clothes on.
He's got his hair gelling.
Yes. Truth of the matter is, Stu, no sooner we finish this, he's going up the pub again, isn't he?
He is, and he's going to go on a mad bent. He can't his shirt.
Not round here, son. Not round here.
He's going to be knocking on the back door with a special knock, isn't he?
Yeah.
Let me in. Fucking 3 o'clock is going to roll back in again. He'll be sleeping in that fucking games room tonight because Bex will fucking kick him out of bed.
Oh yeah, he's had about 9 points, so he's nearly done, isn't he? I've seen him.
He ain't had 9 points. He's had 9 of them little shitty little bottles. They're half a pint each.
Oh, coming from there, who's just started having the full points cans. Big boy now, am you?
I'm a big boy now.
I can't drink.
this is what you need for your collection next year, actually. Rob, forget about the NES. We need to get him together Vectrex, don't we? Yeah, but I got nowhere to put it. I said this before. I'd love to own one, but it was just fucking sick collecting dust along with everything else.
Get rid of one of them fucking shitty rows of games and I'll wedge it in to straighten out one of your shelves.
Shitty rows of games. These are all quality titles in the I'll have you know.
All quality titles.
Mate, what would you get rid of then?
What would I get rid of?
No, out of mine. No, out of your old fucking bag of shite.
Well, yours. If you've got full sets, you've got some really shit games in them full sets. Like, you've done it now. You've ticked it off. Get rid of the shit games. The ones
I'm not going to be one of them people. I'm not going to be one of them people.
Make a load of space.
No. I've probably
get rid of that Bang & Olufsen that you don't use because you don't actually... Fucking hell, that was a long spliff he went for.
Joseph, say hello.
Oh, my God.
I want to see him. I was worried it was the Grim Reaper hanging around.
I told you, it's a fucking ghost.
Where is your drink, Dana? Tony, I've already had 4. I'm doing all right. Mine are all empty now. Basically, I don't want to mix it too much. Plus, I've got another. I don't really want to go out and fetch anymore. High quality merchandise. Rob is the man if you want some high quality merchandise because he did the one-off edition TootyUK t-shirt, didn't he, as well?
Yes.
I'm going to put that on eBay when you get to 5,000 subs, Stu. I'm going to auction that off.
eBay will be stripped by then, mate.
Oh, someone was it on was it Gaming Paradise or something? Someone wants to shut all sales down now, saying this people shouldn't be selling. And they had a vote, and it was 60-60. Last I looked, because it was 59-60, and I just thought I'll tie it. I don't even know which one I voted for.
All we said in Retro Ram is we would advise you not to, i.e., if you're buying, because you don't, shit can live on fucking plastic for like fucking 72 hours, can't it? Hey, look at them fucking pins on the lad. Fucking Skid Row. He thinks he's going to the beach.
I'm on holiday. Well, I'm not going to wear them on my holiday. Here, I was thinking if I sold a game, I'd sell them these alcohol wipes send it with an alcohol wipe so they can wipe it when they get it.
I can't believe you sat there all night and no fucking strides on.
Strides. With your corduroys. Where's your corduroys? Nice pair of Farah.
I've got me fucking bib and tucker on. This cunt's got no strides on.
You think you're going out? That's your problem.
Well, Stu sat there in his vest and pants like Rabsy Nesby.
You know, if it was warm enough, when we had that nice bit of sun, didn't we? For a couple of days, I was in my shorts, in my flip flops. Now it's gone bloody bastard cold again. It's like hailstoning earlier.
Well, someone said to me we're going to have snow the end of the fucking week.
Oh.
Why is Stu Cam not on? How has someone only just noticed that?
It's Kieran. It's an old shitty fucking God. The audio was awful. I don't know if you remember the last. It was bad. It was all like echoey and all pitchy. And I had a big sort out while back, and I just basically lobbed a load of stuff into a box or a bag, and it all went into the garage. And I can't find it. Was shit anyway. It's not even worth. It must have been about 10 years old. Have we entered an adult stream?
Beef Tube Gaming, I know who that is. And I don't think this person's real either, because I don't believe Rob has ever met Tony. Have you ever met Tony from Retronic Collector? I don't believe you have.
I don't. I might know his face, mate.
Oh, you would. You would. You definitely know. Anyway, we're coming towards the end of the stream.
Yeah.
Before Rob starts to lag, right? I'm going to close out the same way I closed out fucking the last 2 nights. Have you got a message for everyone watching in the while we're coping through lockdown? Rob, I'll let you go first before your camera fucks up.
I am not going to patronise people with the normal, oh, wash your hands, fucking no. I'm looking forward to getting back together with you guys in some boozer somewhere, wherever the fuck it might be. I don't give a fuck. In the absolute desperate straits of the fucking arsehole of this universe, just to stand with you and have a beer, and that's it. Let's just hope we get there.
Yeah, I hope we can get to an event soon as well. Stu's not very optimistic though. So Stu, as the voice of the community, please speak to the community. Pass on a lovely message, please.
Wash your hands. Stay in. No,
Stop licking people.
Stop spitting on everybody. Make sure you wash your armpits. Look, at the end of the day, look, we all know what we've got to fucking do. I kind of echo Rob's view here. I don't know when it's going to. I think we'll be lucky if we get December. If we get Doncaster in December, the way things are going. But look after your family and all that kind of shit, and just be careful, guys. If you ain't got to go out, fucking don't go out. No one wants to know anybody who's going to get ill, and God forbid anything bad happens to them. End of the day.
And I'll finish with saying thank you for you both being on. Pleasure to have Rob as a debut. Lovely room to show off to everyone.
Thank you for inviting me on, mate. I do appreciate it.
No, mate, and I know you were really nervous about coming on. I think you've held yourself superb, and everyone wants to see you on the tubes more regular.
Yeah, and first and last time you're fucking on.
and Stu, obviously for yourself, thank you for coming on as always.
No worries, bro.
I class you both truly as 2 of my greatest friends in the community, and I have a lot of good friends in the community. But you two, I do like having a good session. So, right, so I'm going to drop you both out, leave my end message, and I'll see you both when we're done.
Thanks, Dana. Thanks, Stu.
Take it easy, guys. Right, thank you all for watching. It was a pleasure to have Stu, TootyUK, as we know, a pillar of the community here in the UK, and Rob as well, making his debut on the tubes. Massive thank you to them both. Thank you all for watching once again. I hope we've kept it a little bit entertaining. Hope we've broke the monotony of lockdown for you all. For those of you who don't know, I am doing a daily stream, probably around midday each day. Just doing a bit of Championship Manager, being as we're all missing the football. I do a 90-minute stream, hour and a half, 90 minutes game of football on West Brom, 97, 98. So it's a retro game of Championship Manager. And as always, look after yourself, keep yourself well, and I'll be back tomorrow at 8 with 2 more guests. Thank you very much, YouTube. Over and out. Take it easy.